Okay, I think we'll make a start. So, welcome to the first installment of Faiths United Youth Network Wellbeing Wednesdays. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Eve Jackson. I'm a yoga instructor and Faiths United Youth Network member. So, as I said, this is a first installment of our Wellbeing Wednesdays. So, following on from Mental Health Awareness Week, Faith United Youth Network decided to start up Wellbeing Wednesdays to support people who might be struggling during what's a difficult time, or people who just want something different to do with their evenings or their Wednesdays. So yeah, keep an eye on the Faith United Youth Network social medias. Most of them I think are at Faith United YN with a capital Y and a capital N to see what we're planning next for the next Wellbeing Wednesdays. So I decided to do this specific routine that I'm going to do, which is a yin yoga routine, because I wanted to make this as relaxing yet invigorating as a class as possible, which yin is perfect for. So the yin style of yoga differs from other styles in that it's much slower and you hold the poses for much longer, for about 3 minutes, and it's a deeper practice for your muscles in terms of muscles because you're really stretching them out. So muscles take about a minute to a minute and a half to stretch out and to uncoil, but normally we stretch them out for about 30 seconds on average, if at all. So this practice will give us some time to really focus on stretching them out and relaxing, and should hopefully make us feel really good. So as I'm not physically with you guys to adjust your postures and watch you and things like that, it's really, really important that you listen to your body. Whatever I'm saying, if your body's saying another thing and saying, no, this is painful, then you need to stop what you're doing and you can either sit like this or you can go into child's pose, which looks like this. Because obviously I can't see you. So I can't adjust you and make sure that you're okay. So I don't want any injuries or anything like that. Especially if you be especially careful if you have spinal injuries, pelvic injuries or conditions, sciatica, hip issues, and shoulder issues, because that's kind of what we're focusing on today. So just really be careful. That being said, it's likely you'll experience a little bit of discomfort when we're going into the postures, when we're in the postures, because you are sitting in what's not a natural position for a longer amount of time than you normally would. So just the general rule of thumb is to go to the first point of tension, which is when you first get into a posture and your body goes, oh, okay, I can feel that I'm doing a posture. That's when you want to stay there and really focus on putting your energy into relaxing into that posture and allowing yourself to just deepen into that tension. The final thing I want to say before we get started is that even if I'll show variations for lots of variations for all the different postures that I'm doing today. And even if you only manage to do a little bit or the easiest variation, or even if you're falling asleep during the class, that's completely fine. There's absolutely no pressure. If you come out of the class and you're feeling good, then that's all I really care about. So it's not about what you do, it's about how you feel. So let's get started. So first, I want to sit in a cross-leg position, or if that's a bit difficult, with your feet straight out in front of you and your toes pointing towards the sky. And we're going to do some breath work. So we'll be sitting here for a while. So if you want, you can take a pillow and place it underneath your bum just to give you some elevation. Generally, when you're doing some breath work and sitting in like a meditative posture like this, what you want to do in a sitting posture, what you want to do is engage the two muscles that run along your spine, and they're called your erector spinae. And if you push your chest out, you should be able to feel them. They're the kind of ones sticking out on either side of your spine. And you really want to push up through them. And then taking your shoulders back, but not pushing your chest out. Hands on your knees, closing your eyes, And just taking a minute to have some breathing, to do some breathing. Just your natural rhythm of breathing. It's fine for just now. I want to take us through a breath called 3-part breath. There is another option if you've not done a lot of breath work, which is belly breath, which is the start of 3-part breath. So I'll explain both of them. And we'll go through them. So when you're ready, taking your hands onto your belly so that you can feel it moving when you breathe, and just breathing in, sending all your breath to your belly. Imagine that you're sending all your breath to your belly and you should feel it expanding. And then when you're releasing, you want a little bit of core engagement. So you should feel your stomach moving backwards and then feel as though your navel is pulling towards your spine. Imagine that your navel is moving towards your spine. And again, breathing in, belly expanding, and releasing, navel to spine. And then again, breathing in, belly expanding, feel it expanding in your hands, and releasing, navel to spine. And then again, breathing in, and if you want to stay in the belly breath, totally fine, but if you want to kind of try a more difficult breath pattern, then I'll walk us through that, the 3-part breath. So again, breathing in to your belly, but this time taking it up to your ribs and feel as though your ribs are expanding. And then releasing from your ribs, feel as though they're moving together, releasing from your belly, navel to spine. And then again, breathing into your belly and taking it up to your ribs are expanding, releasing from your ribs, and then from your belly, navel to spine. And then again, breathing into your belly, taking it up to your ribs, releasing from your ribs, releasing from your belly, navel to spine. And again, breathing into your belly, taking it up to your ribs, and this time taking it up to your chest. So feel as though your collarbones are moving apart. Releasing from your collarbones, they're moving together. Releasing from your ribs, they're moving together. Releasing from your belly, navel to spine. Again, breathing into your belly, taking it up to your ribs, up to your chest, collarbones expanding. Releasing from your collarbones, releasing from your ribs, releasing from your belly, navel to spine. And again, breathing into your belly, breathing into your ribs, taking it up to your collarbones, collarbones expanding, releasing from your collarbones, releasing from your ribs, releasing from your belly, navel to spine. And just continue at your own pace, that 3-part breath. So belly, ribs, chest, chest, ribs, belly, at your own pace. The lovely thing about both of these breaths is that they really help us focus on the exhale. And in terms of slowing down and calming down, the exhale is the most important bit. Generally, it's good if your exhale, if you're trying to relax, if your exhale is longer than your inhale, and this will really help us do that. So continuing, chest, ribs, belly, ribs, chest, chest, ribs, belly. And just doing that for a few more breaths. Okay, and when you're ready, returning to your normal breathing pattern and opening your eyes. Just taking a moment. Okay, and removing the pillow from underneath you so that you're sitting right on your bum. And taking your feet out in front of you and pulling back the fleshy bits of your bum so that you're sitting on your sit bones, which are the 2 pointed bones that you should feel as you're sitting down. So we're just going to do some warm-ups so that we get nice and ready for the deep stretches. So taking your left foot, there's 2 options for this. Either you can hold your foot in your hand and your knee in your hand, or you can hold your foot in the crook of your elbow and your knee in the crook of your elbow and interlock your fingers. Either is fine. as long as you're pointing the foot on the bottom leg upwards and rotating. Trying to keep a straight back. This is really good for stretching out the glute muscles. Yeah, it's a really, really good warm-up. Okay, and then dropping your foot and taking your foot to the middle of your, taking your ankle to the middle of your thigh. And then, depending on how squeamish you are with feet, either just holding onto the top or interlocking your fingers and toes. But it's totally fine to just hold on to the top. And then just rotating your foot in one direction. This is really, really good for opening up bones in your feet, the front of your ankle, really good. And then going the opposite direction. The foot on the bottom leg is still pointing upwards so that your leg is engaged, the bottom leg is engaged. Then taking your foot to the middle of your thigh and holding onto it and just bouncing one leg to start to open up your inner hip. This is half butterfly. It's a really lovely posture, also one of my favorites. Okay, and then releasing your left foot and doing the same with your right foot. So again, two options, either taking your foot in your hand and your knee in your hand and rotating like this, or taking your foot in the crook of your elbow and your knee in the crook of your elbow and interlocking your hands and rotating. Your bottom foot is pointing up to keep your left leg engaged, and then your back is straight. And just rotating, really opening up your glute muscle, piriformis, which is often forgotten about. So it's good to start to open it up. Okay, and releasing your foot down. Taking your foot again, your ankle is in the middle of your thigh, and either holding onto the top of your foot or interlocking your fingers with your toes, either is fine. And rotating in one direction. And in the other direction. And then taking your foot to the middle of your thigh and just bouncing your knee. Making sure that bottom foot is engaged. Okay, and then dropping your feet and taking both of your feet together, interlocking your hands and placing them around your feet, and then bouncing your knees. And this is butterfly, called butterfly, full butterfly, for obvious reasons. Your legs look like wings. And releasing that. Okay, coming into cross leg position, taking a note of which foot is in front in your cross legs, and keeping your legs where they are, but just trying to shuffle your bum back a little bit so that you have more space in this triangle here. And then dropping your right hand, keeping your fingers spread, and taking your arm up. So we want to be stretching from in the area between the bottom of your rib and the top of your hip. Okay, so we've not got much pressure in this hand. We're really just trying to stretch this area. Breathing here. We're going to stay here for a little bit longer just to get a good stretch. Trying to drop your shoulder so that your shoulder's not up by your ear. Trying to drop your shoulder. Breathing here. few more breaths. Try to make sure that your breathing is long, that you're breathing into your belly. And releasing that arm down. And then spreading your fingers on your left hand and dropping it down onto the floor, and then taking your right arm up. And again, we're stretching in the space between the bottom rib and the top of your hip. So not much weight in this hand, fingers are spread and stretching, shoulder is down, not up at your ear. And breathe. Trying to send your breath to your belly, just like we were doing before. You can close your eyes if you like. A few more breaths here. Breathing into the tension. You might be feeling it a bit in your arm now. Just breathing into it. You can do it a few more breaths. And releasing. Okay. So again, making sure that you take a note of which foot is in front in your cross-leg position. So we're going to do a forward bend in our seated position. There's a few variations. So the first is just coming down and stretching here. So turn this way so you get a better view. Your arms are out in front, your shoulders are back, and you're just stretching here. You can also come up here, but if your chest is not on your calves, then your head should stay up and you should just look forward. If it is on your calves, then you can take your head down. Another option is to take a pillow and place it underneath your bum again so that you have some elevation, and then just doing the same, coming down, breathing here. And the third option is, if you have a chair handy, here's one I made earlier, coming into seated position again, but taking your arms onto the chair and just stretching forward. So whatever you're comfortable with, finding your way into that position. And breathing here. Making sure that your shoulders are not up by your ears, they're relaxed. Try and experiment in this posture with sending your breath to your back. So just like we imagine sending the breath to our belly, imagine sending it to your back, and see if you can really feel an expansion in your back and the backs of your ribs, up your spine. With every exhale, trying to relax further into the posture. Feeling that expansion in your back. Really trying to focus on your breath. If you find that your mind's wandering, that's okay. Just notice that it's wandered and bring it back gently to your breath. It's what minds do, they wander. Really remembering to relax your shoulders. A few more breaths here. Okay, and gently coming up when you're ready, very slowly bring your head up last. If you're a little bit dizzy, keep your head in line with your heart for a few breaths. Otherwise, coming up to seated position slowly. Taking a breath here, and if you're down here, making your way back up again. When you're up, taking a breath. And then, when you're ready, swapping legs, swapping feet, legs. So again, you're in the cross-leg position and you're keeping your legs where they are, but you're moving your bum back to create more space in this triangle. Okay, and again, 3 options. Either you go straight for the forward bend, or you put the pillow underneath your bum to elevate you, or you take your hands onto the chair. Up to you. You'll get benefits from all of those variations. So whatever posture you choose, coming down and breathing here. Again, your shoulders are down and you are breathing, trying to direct your breath into your back. Feeling that expanse in the backs of your ribs, back of your ribs. Keep breathing. You might be feeling some tension in your hips, your shoulder blades. That's okay. That's okay. As long as you're not in pain, as long as it's just tension. Okay, and when you're ready, slowly coming back up. Again, if you're feeling a little bit dizzy, keeping your head here in line with your heart. Otherwise, making your way slowly up, head up last. Taking a breath here. And if you've been down here, coming up, making your way up and taking a breath. Okay, when you're ready, we're going to go into pigeon and pigeon variations. So for this, leaving your left leg where it is, you want to add a kind of diagonal angle on the floor and taking your right foot back. So it should look from the side like this. And either staying here, you can come down onto your elbows. Other variations of this are, if you want, you can lie on your back and bring your knees up and taking your left leg over to your right knee. And then you're interlocking your fingers underneath your right thigh and just gently pulling in. And breathing here. So again, whatever posture you choose, coming into it now and breathing. So this is quite a difficult posture, all variations of it, because you're stretching out your glutes and your piriformis, which is often not stretched out. So some tension around your glute area is normal. Just trying to breathe into it. With every exhale, relaxing further into the posture. Keep breathing, just a few more breaths. Okay, and then coming onto your arms if you're in the pigeon, and then releasing your left leg, giving it a little shuggle. If you're on your back, releasing your legs, giving them a shuggle and coming back up to sitting. Taking a breath here. Then when you're ready, swapping sides. So we're taking our right leg forward first, our left leg back. Again, we've got this kind of horizontal-ish from knee to foot. And our left foot's back. And you can either stay up or you can come down. Or the second option is to come onto your back, knees up, right leg over left this time, interlocking your hands behind your thigh and just gently pulling in. So whatever posture you choose, coming into it now and breathing. Trying to make sure that if you're in a pigeon posture, that your shoulders are relaxed and not up in your ears, your jaw is relaxed. Staying in this posture. And breathing. Identifying the point of tension, and breathing into it. Few more breaths. Making sure your shoulders are down and back. Your jaw is relaxed. Okay, and then taking your hands onto the floor and pushing up out of the posture, releasing your right leg. And if you're lying on your back, coming back up to sitting, releasing your legs. Then from sitting position, taking a breath here. And then taking your knees wide and your arms forward, we're coming into child's pose. So again, there's a few variations, a couple variations. So either just child's pose like this, your knees wide, your arms forward, or you can put a pillow between your bum and your heels to give you a bit more elevation. And coming forward. Whatever posture you choose, making sure that you're focusing on your breath. Again, a lovely time to focus on making your breath, pushing your breath to the back of your body. So imagining that your breath is going to the back of your body. Imagine the expanse, the backs of your lungs, your ribs, longer spine. Taking your head down. And breathing here. A few more breaths here. When you're ready, come back up onto your hands. Come onto your hands and knees, giving your legs a shake out. So we're on our hands and knees. Your knees are about hip width apart. And we're going to come into, actually it's better with this way, and we're going to come into melting heart pose. So you want to come down onto your forearms, but try and make sure that your hip and your knee are staying relatively in line with each other. And either you can stay here, or you can take your hands and place them on your shoulders, but that is quite a big stretch for your shoulders, so be careful. And in this posture, you want to imagine that there's somebody has their hand between your shoulder blades and they're pressing down. So you're melting your heart into the ground. Another option for this posture is to take a pillow, again, coming onto your knees, and just taking your arms onto the pillow and melting. But again, if you're doing that, you want your knees to be in line, your hips to be in line with your knees. Coming into that posture. If you want, you can take your head to the ground, or you can place a pillow under your head. Again, a good opportunity to try and experiment with sending your breath to the back of your body, expanding your back. Breathing here. Really relaxing into this posture. Making sure your shoulders are away from your ears. Your jaw is unclenched. A few more breaths here. And when you're ready, coming back up onto your hands, so that you're on your hands and knees again, just giving your legs a shake again to release them. And then when you're ready, making your way onto your back for spinal twist. Okay, so coming onto your back, bring your knees up, and then we want to be taking, and your arms are out, the floor wide. So you want to be taking your knees to your left hand side, and then your head is going in the opposite direction. So your head is going to the right, and your knees are going to the left, and your arms are out wide. And just breathing here. Staying in this posture. It's a really lovely posture for releasing your back, especially your lower back, your lumbar spine, which is really difficult to reach. So staying in that posture and breathing. This time maybe try and imagine that you're sending the breath to the left side, right side of your body, where the stretch is. Imagine that you're sending all your breath over in that direction. Continuing to breathe here. When you're ready, bring your knees back into the center. Your arms are still wide. Having a breath here, and then taking them over to your right hand side. And turning your head to the left. Again, breathing deeply into this posture. Imagine you're sending your breath to your left hand side, up this bit, nice big stretch. Staying in that posture. Breathing. When you're ready, bring your knees back into the center, taking a breath here. And staying lying down. So we're going to go into Shavasana, which is the final posture. It's the resting posture. If you have a blanket or a pillow, really nice thing to do is wrap yourself up, kind of as if you're going to bed, I guess. If not, just coming onto your back, taking your palms up. Your feet are going to either, they're pointing in opposite directions. Palms up. Just relaxing here. Okay, and breathing there, or taking time to get your blanket and your pillow. But staying lying down. So I'm going to walk us through a body scan. If that's not what you feel you need, please feel free to tune me out and just focus on your breathing or relaxation. But otherwise, taking your attention to your toes, maybe giving them a squeeze and then releasing. And then taking your attention to your calves and your thighs, maybe giving them a squeeze and releasing. Noticing your belly, squeezing your abdomen muscles and releasing. Then taking your attention to your chest, and your shoulders, and squeezing and releasing. And then taking your attention to your hands and your arms, squeezing, releasing into the floor. And then noticing your neck and your face. And just trying to consciously relax it, relaxing your jaw, relaxing your eyebrows, relaxing your scalp, the muscles around your eyes, maybe swallowing to release your throat. Just feel as if you're melting into the ground. Feel the floor supporting you. Taking a deep breath into your belly again. And releasing. Just continuing to lie here. Perhaps closing your eyes or keeping them open, whatever feels more comfortable. When you're ready, beginning to wiggle your hands and your toes, opening your eyes, taking your knees into your chest, and then rolling onto your left hand side, and taking a couple of breaths here. Then when you're ready, gently finding your way up to sitting, either sitting cross-legged or with your feet out. Just taking a breath here, closing your eyes. I want to finish this practice with 3 sighs. So inhaling and then exhaling with a sigh. But when you exhale, just imagine that you're releasing all the tension from today, all of the stress, anything that's been upsetting you, you're releasing with a sigh. So breathing in. And again. And again. If you haven't already opened your eyes, opening them now, allowing yourself to reacclimatize to sitting upright in whatever room you're in. Okay, thank you so much for joining us for our first Wellbeing Wednesday. As I said, it'll be the first of a few, so please remember to follow Faiths United Youth Network on social medias. We have sorry, I'm getting distracted by the comments. We have YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, and all of them are the handle Faiths United YN with a capital Y and a capital N. And if you've enjoyed this practice, please also follow my yoga account on Instagram, which is Eve Jackson Yoga. Or if you want to DM me about any questions you have about the practice, or want to get in touch about some private lessons, let me know. But thank you so much for joining. All right, bye guys.